Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth connected.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, right now we are on break. Mr. Omajuwa quiz will be relaxing for some minutes. We're going to come back soon to continue from there, ladies and gentlemen. To all our viewers around the world, if you are watching on YouTube, if you are watching on Facebook, if you are watching on TikTok, if you are watching on Instagram, if you are watching on X app, big shout out to everybody that has been part of this, ladies and gentlemen. We'll say a very big thank you to everybody that has been supporting, joining our live, and also being part of the class, where Omajuwa quiz has been giving us some amazing class right from the one, which was on the 8th of December. Up to this moment, this is day 10, ladies and gentlemen. No other time, we say a big shout out to everyone that has been part of this. To all our supporters, ladies and gentlemen, we say a big shout out to our supporters. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to use the opportunity to say a very big thank you to our amazing chairman of Voice South local government. His impact on this Teach-A-Thon is so amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I will also use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to our supervisor, Human Capital Development, Voice South local government, Princess Pison AK. Big shout out to all other supervisors, supervisor for agriculture, supervisor for sports. Big shout out to them. They've been so wonderful, supporting and being part of the class. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to use the opportunity to also say a big shout out to Come with Destiny, Chairman, NYC and World South Local Government. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, has been doing it so wonderful to this program so far. He has always been part of the class, checking on everyone to see how we're doing every day. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to our Chairman, NYCN, Come with Destiny. Also, big shout out to Mr. Jolov. Mr. Jolov was also here. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to Mr. Jolov. His personal special assistance on news media. Yes, to the state governor. Ladies and gentlemen, we say big shout out to everybody. A big shout out to head of station, Awala. Yes, all the way from Rise FM, Wari 106.7. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have the presence of Toyo, okay, Community Youth Secretary. Big shout out to you too. He also joined the class. Gentlemen, big shout out to ABS Absolute Solution. Yes, an all-in-one edutech platform. Yeah, big shout out to you guys for joining our class and for also supporting Teach-A-Thon 2025 by Omajuwa quiz. Big shout out to the media aid. Yeah, the media aid has always been so supportive. Yeah, turning up for all classes. You are so amazing. Our media aid to the chairman, Voice South local governments. We say a very big thank you to it. Shout out to the Shekiri Youth President. Yes, Wari here. The Shekiri Youth President, Joseph Okotie. Yes, big shout out to you too. He was here earlier too to support and to also join the class. He didn't come alone. He came with his ex-coach. They were all here to join the class. Enjoy the beautiful lecture from Omajuwa quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, not to forget Pastor Taiwo. Pastor Taiwo was also here, was also part of the class. Amazing pastor has been coming every day to join the class. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to you too. Big shout out to some bishop. He was also here to also show some support to join part of the class. Ladies and gentlemen, we say big shout out to everybody, both all students that have been coming from day 1 up to this moment, which is day 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we say big shout out to every viewers I've been checking on YouTube, checking on Facebook, checking on Instagram, checking our posts, checking our pages for updates when it comes to this Teach-A-Thon 2025. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's 216 hours. 216 hours so far. Yeah, some hours to go. Less than 4 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Less than 4 hours to hit the record. Less than 4 hours. Yeah, we're setting a record, global record. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's Warri Global Records, and we're representing Warri, representing Delta State, representing Nigeria, representing Africa, and representing the whole world. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to the media team. We say very big thanks to you all for being part of this from the beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiki Lozori, yeah, the face behind Warri Cake Festival. He was also here earlier to show some support. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, not to forget, yeah, some of our stakeholders that were also part of this. They've been so amazing to join the class. From one lecture to the other, from one lecture to the other. God bless you all. We have Kelly, Mr. Kelly. He also joined the class. Yeah, earlier today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the presence of Pastor Reverend Timothy. Yeah, he was also part of the class today. And we also have the chairman, the CAN chairman, Warri South Local Government, Pastor Dr. John Ojobangogo. They didn't attend the class alone. They also gave their support by praying for Omajuwa quiz. But so far, they've been watching online, watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, and they decided to show up today to come pray for our man, our brother, our father, our uncle, yes, and our friend, Omajuwa quiz, for him here today, setting a new record, breaking a new record. Ladies and gentlemen, Omajuwa quiz is a literature teacher, and he has been in the game for the past 25 years. He has been in the game for the past 25 years, more than 25 years, ladies and gentlemen. And when it comes to teaching and lecturing literature in English, no other person. Yes, Omajuwa quiz, 220 hours. So far, we have covered 216 hours. Less than 4 hours to go. Yeah, if you check the time, we have 216 hours, 55 minutes, and 43 seconds. Less than 4 hours to go. Ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to all the media team that have been doing this with us. Big shout out to all the students. Me, myself, ladies and gentlemen, MS of Lagos, MC Solution. I say big shout out to myself. I've been there with the team. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful time. And right about now, we're on break. When we come back, we'll continue from here. Thank you very much. Yoga. Waga,